Welcome to Airstream of Scottsdale. So we are going to take you on a tour. As you can see, this is an inside facility which is fully air conditioned and lets you shop in a glorious Phoenix summer. And we're going to take you on a tour of all the different models that are available of Airstreams. So this is an Airstream Classic, and so denoted by quite a few additional features. You know, they have the electric awning, and there's sort of little additions like the light up hand grip and the round scare light. I've also noticed our Airstream is a 2016, and this is obviously a 2018, and I think the next year, 2017, they went to the all aluminum stairs. And we've actually have a slightly older style stair that it protrudes more, and we've had trouble with striking those stairs occasionally on, especially pulling into like gas stations with high curbs. So I really like this. I asked if they can retrofit them, and I actually never got an answer. So another feature of the Classic is you notice they have the radiator-based heating. So the way this works is they pull through, I don't know, it's an oil or glycerol compound, and then they heat exchange it and blow out they emit the heat. And I've talked to the salespeople quite a bit about this system, and apparently kind of the statement essentially is it's not quite perfected yet. So they sort of encouraged me to hang out if I was ever considering an upgrade. So they have quite a few bleed points, and if they get air in the system, they have problems. So the other thing about the Classic, the reason this is considered the top end Airstream, and they have the granite counters and such, but we didn't like it. Felt too kind of oak and brass for us, right? So you can see the really dark cabinetry. My understanding, is this is top notch stuff, but we didn't like the look. And so that's actually, as I understand it, that was Airstream's primary reason for coming out with the Globetrotter. It's like an Airstream Classic, but it's more contemporary.
Yeah, definitely a lot of dark woods.
Yes, and look at
the letters, materials.
Right, look at the distance. Just on the finishing to the outside skin of the vehicle, right?
Yeah.
You can see they've really added a lot of stuff to it. So. But it has better speakers. It's got a Polk system in it. So, just a little bit too stodgy for our preferences.
It's still nice.
Oh, it's very nice.
All right.
There's no question about that. Okay, so this Airstream is an international signature edition. There's two internationals. There's signature, and then just a little bit above that is the Serenity, which is what we bought. So you'll see a lot of the characteristics are very common between the two. This is not a 30 though, so it'll look a little different in the video than our trailer.
This is a 27?
I think it looks like 27 to me.
Yeah.
Some people really like the double beds, whatever.
So if you go back here, this is definitely a different layout here, the double bed. But this is also a classic Airstream style.
Yeah, we really wish we could have had like in the 30, this layout in the back, but with a single bed. Like this is waking up to that kind of view.
Yeah.
Just would be amazing. But now you can see you're getting the Corian countertops. You got the same stove. The sconce lights are a little smaller in this unit than in the Serenity, but pretty much, you got the Growy faucet. So a lot of nearly identical stuff. So they're almost identical trailers, but we went with obviously with the Serenity.
I like the long kind of sofa with the chairs here. That's kind of nice there.
I'm a little on the edge about it because if you look where the
TV is, it makes it hard to see.
Yeah.
And I do prefer the couch in the back like that, but I guess this does flip down and can probably make for a good size extra bed.
Yeah, like I suppose you could flip it down and then sit there and watch, but You know, and a lot of
They actually have the cushions along the back.
that's right. And you know, you know, a lot of millennials don't even watch TV, so you know, it may not be even a thing for
Yeah.
a lot of people. But you know, our unit was equipped with a satellite dish, so we watch quite a bit of TV.
And
So
I enjoy watching like a movie or something
Yeah.
like that because it's just kind of like you know, if you're not building a fire outside or if there's bad
Right.
weather and stuff like that, it gives you something to do.
well, and especially when you're full timing, you know, you have to remember, you know, it's the daily routines come back into play. So. You know, you're not building a fire every single day, right? You're living, and so sometimes you want some background noise or you want the TV. So this Airstream is a 30-foot flying cloud, and the flying cloud is more of the entry-level Airstream. So you can see that this is a manual awning; it's not electric. And there are some additions that are more plastic, like the vent hood is plastic and sort of stuff like this. So although I have discovered with the Serenity, with ours, you can upgrade those parts later. So the Flying Cloud, another thing you're going to see is, you know, there's more Formica finishing, and the cabinetry, obviously, although it looks very appealing, is obviously not anywhere near the same as the Classic.
Layout looks very similar to all. I guess most 30s have the same kind of similar layout.
You know, there is some variability you can pick. So when we ordered ours up, we chose this floor plan. My understanding is from the salesman that these pillars in the 30s are not optional. We tried to order ours without it, and unfortunately that was a no.
And the fabric.
Fabric.
This is the fabric versus the leather.
Now there is a degree of customizing that you can do when you order an Airstream. Obviously, they love it if you buy one off the lot, but we didn't. We ordered one and built up a build sheet. There's a little bit of variability, like you can choose the color of the floor and the furnishings. We should find out, I guess, you can put up on the screen for our viewers whether you can order leather or not. And there's another funny, what did they call those? Magazines. Yeah. What were those? There's some strange thing. I don't know. But all the Airstreams still come with those. So this Airstream is what they call a Bambi, and Bambis have one tiny little axle. Amazingly, they're not especially light, which is a little surprising. But this is called the Tommy Bahama edition. So one thing about Airstream is they do roll out occasionally, just like cars. They do roll out special editions. So I'm gonna stand behind Fred here so he can go in.
One step.
And you can see that it has been made very Caribbean.
Yeah, has a nice the light woods.
And this is, I mean, is this Airstream or
Live
what?
the island life. I don't know if you can get to the island with an Airstream.
It's a floating Airstream?
Yeah. I like the color scheme. And you got the refrigerator.
It's remarkable how much they squeeze in.
Yeah,
right?
you got like a little double bed in here. Little TV. And here's your sink. I'm assuming this is the closet. And the bathroom must be in this little corner in here, which actually has a full-sized shower and a separate toilet. Very nice for it being.
And a price to match.
Yeah. It's interesting how this is just held by magnets.
So our viewers, if they want to see how much one of these costs, yeah, it's just a nice 86,000. So this is the Airstream Nest. This is their latest offering, and you can see that it's fiberglass. So we've been asking the sales folks why. the explanation is that it is actually not particularly lighter. In fact, they said it weighs a little bit more than the Bambi, but that the materials give them a little more creative freedom in the shape of the trailer. So Fred's going to take you on a tour of one that has a nice bed layout.
There's the awning with the lights. This one has a bed. It has kind of styled after an Airstream handle there. So you got a nice little bed here in the back. The stabilizers are not on right now. We got a little table to sit here.
And a cool $47,000 price tag.
Here is the sink and the stove. I take it there is no microwave or oven or anything like that. So it's just probably the light stove and that. Oh wait, no, it's right here. Here's the convection.
Oh, there's a little bitty microwave. Okay, yeah.
It's probably a little convention oven.
Full shower toilet here too.
Little tiny refrigerator there, but nice looking refrigerator.
So my feedback already, and our viewers can see this, the quality of the cabinetry
is definitely
for a $47,000 unit. Look at that.
Yeah. You kind of see the standing shower toilet. And a little closet space right here as well.
Now we're going to look at the unit without the bed folded out.
So I guess the table there kind of expands out. That's kind of nice. I'm not sure how it does that, but I can do it with one hand
Clearly it
here.
does, yes.
Yes. And you can sit down here. And it does have a nice kind of Airstreamish viewing.
Yeah, it's fairly, that is kind of their classic, right? Like a nice, nice panoramic view.
Yes, in fact, the seating here with the cushions and stuff is very retro. Again,
And about the same price tag. Yeah. And I should point out for our viewers, I'm 6 foot tall, and they're very proud of this. And it's true, you don't have to duck. So this is a Basecamp. So like a Bambi, it only has one axle, but they have slightly higher clearance, and they are more suited for towing by smaller vehicles. As I understand it from the salespeople, these things have been selling like hotcakes, and they are obviously super modern in comparison to a traditional Airstream.
You see it has a back door with a screen. These two sofas here flatten out to be a bed, and comes across, I guess, the flattening part there. It's got the kitchen in the front here with a microwave and the refrigerator, a stove, and a sink.
And the blackout curtains are drawn, but you do get the traditional Airstream view.
Yes. And of course, right now it's 110
110
degrees,
today, yeah.
So we're just going to briefly stay out here for just to kind of show this Basecamp. Here is the full-sized bathroom. This door opens up there, but it's a toilet and shower combination. And I have, I'm 5'10", have no problem standing inside here. I don't have to duck. I'm sure taller people might be a little bit tighter here.
And another feature of the Basecamp is you can get an Airstream branded front door tent that kind of stands around this area here and gives you an entryway. So, witness said tent. So, to give you an idea, I'm 6 feet tall. Pretty good clearance. What do you suppose this is for? You and I had this debate before. What is this tent good for?
I would say this tent would be...
Maybe sitting outside, but without the bugs, do you think?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I
Well,
don't get it, but
it's maybe to make it just seem more comfortable. I don't see that there's an awning for this vehicle. I guess if there's no awning, maybe this is the only
is that
option
why?
that you have.
Yeah. I mean, you can see
To
it
get some
doesn't
shade.
it doesn't seal, so it's not
Yeah.
really good for bugs,
No,
right?
it's not gonna.
And I'm not really
completely-
sure with these shenanigans, like what it's going to be like in the
Yeah.
rain. So
But I think the idea maybe it's just an outside place to relax a little bit. You know, like most people would hang underneath their awning. Here
Yeah, it
you
could
kind of
be.
have a little tent version
Right.
of that. And again, just to kind of show the interior of this particular model here, it does have the open windows versus the other ones outside that were blacked out. In the back, it does have air conditioning. That's nice.
okay, bonus footage. How many Airstreams do you see with a hatchback? So this is another Tommy Bahama edition. And I was talking to the salesman about these guys. When I was first looking for my Airstream, I actually asked about this because I kind of thought I would be loading a lot of gear into the Airstream. And that's turned out not to be the case with the pickup. Actually, most of our stuff goes in the pickup and then the living space is here. So I can see, though, an advantage with the screen. You know, maybe sort of outside, but inside, I don't know.
It gives you that out, like, you know, if you go by the name of Tommy Bahama, that's supposed to give you the island feel, so you get
Right.
the nice cool breeze coming through the cabin.
Maybe they could get like the fans and some
Yeah, get
coconut,
some-
inflatable coconut
Yeah.
trees, like, you know,
Again,
palm
I'm not
trees.
sure how many of these get to the islands or anything like that, but I guess if you were to take it down to Key West, that would work, right?
Yeah, you know, I guess we could tell our viewers a little word about that. So the Airstreams are obviously made out of aluminum. There's some amazing articles out there that we should talk about at some point, explaining how they harden the aluminum and which portions are dead soft and so on. But the Airstreams are really quite vulnerable to salt spray, and so it's the equivalent to rusting in an Airstream. It's a little white patina that builds up on the aluminum. So when you take it to, like, we were in Florida for several months, in speaking to our salesman, they recommend actually spraying the Airstream down, washing it and drying it with fresh water. So that's the equivalent to rusting for aluminum, is sort of this white buildup. And they do offer, when you buy an Airstream, they offer a spray package to kind of seal it, but I felt like that was kind of a sham. You know, it was fairly expensive, and they didn't really explain how long that treatment would last. So the best solution was, you know, keep the Airstream clean and keep the salt off of it. We would just like to say thank you again to Airstream of Scottsdale for allowing us to film here. And if you want any more details, obviously you can contact us on YouTube. So this is their parts department, and this is one of my favorite products right here. And you guys can see they offer all kinds of things, solar, various accoutrements. So this is Airstream of Scottsdale's service garage. As I understand it, they don't do like body work here, but they do quite a bit of other stuff. As you can see, they're mounting a bike rack, batteries, electrical work, and they pull quite a few coaches in here for a variety of reasons.